I think I'm live. I think I'm live on here. I I really do. And if you're just tuning in, I I've been looking on the internet. I've been looking at tunnels, underground tunnels, and I've come across the. Oh, there I am, right there. I'm on here. That's great. I come across the catacombs, and I wasn't expecting to see those right there that you're looking at on here, the bones. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to get my live stream going. Okay, I've got it going on here. I want to make sure I got my live stream going down here so I can see you all on here. Hello, thank you for joining me. So I am curious, where do they get those bones? The bones that they do their architecture with, um, is what I'd like to know. So we got a few people here on the live chat. Let me put you over here. You can see the comments aren't coming in too fast, but that's okay. Yeah, can you hear me? That's good. That's great. Hello. Yeah, this is good that you can hear me. So you really do. You have to ask yourself, if you're curious like me, I want to know, where did they get all those bones? And I think some of the one answer they gave is because the graveyards were getting crowded above ground, and they thought they'd put them underground and make some nice artwork out of it. And then you'd have to ask yourself, how did you get all those bones stuck up there on the ceiling like that? And did you choose a particular way to put those bones up there on the ceiling? And are those bones just part of your artwork? That's what I'm wondering. And I like art. I love art. I really do love art. But some, I don't have that type of taste to decorate with bones. Okay. I'm finding it difficult to look at it, but I'm making myself look at it. I'm making myself look at the bones that are here. Well, thank you. Hello there, Bang Bang, Mukbang, and Mystic Rose, you all. The Vatican, Chastity Munaz. It's more than the Vatican. These bones, they're found in places all over the world, and that's what got me. I've heard that the Vatican had them in their architecture, but I didn't know about the other places that they had them. Gwen Johnson, well, I wouldn't do that type of architecture at all. I would not. But that's not me who designed it. Yeah. I've not heard of the Venetians before. I haven't. Well, yes, Bang Bang. That's right, Bang Bang. So let's look at this one picture. You all, this is, I hope that this is going to work. This is supposed to be Skull Chapel. Look at that. And I wonder if these are all the same age. I wonder if they are in the walls. And look what they put at the center of it. Now, one really does have to ask themselves, why would you put this at the center? Okay, I just want to say one thing right now, and I'm being very serious. Please keep your comments toned down. I don't want this, flagged. Okay, we can look at something objectively and raise awareness at certain types of architecture, but we really need to be toned down a little bit if we're going to look at these. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, let's look at that. Yes, hello everyone. Yeah, hello. So this is architecture. Somebody loved that type of architecture. Okay, they really did. I would not decorate like that. I have no desire whatsoever in my being to do this, and I can't believe I'm seeing it. It looks like they've even got. No, I thought they got jewels in the eyes or something. You all. Goretti Rogers. It's okay. It's okay. It really is, but we want to be able to keep the lines of communication open. We do. And yeah. So let me put this back to me. So I'm going to go over here. We're going to go to the travel.com. Okay, there's this travel.com that we can look at what they've got, what they've shared. Travel.com, you all, right here. Travel.com. Whoopsie, Gina, honey, you, I'm trying to enlarge this. You all, you can go there and you can check it out. The 10 creepiest catacombs around the world, ranked from the foreboding skull chapter to the famous Paris Catacombs. There you go, bang, bang, muck, bang. Here is a selection of some of the world's creepiest tourist destinations. And really, well, I've never thought of those as a tourist destination. I'd rather go see the pyramids. I would. I'd rather go see the pyramids, and I can look at the burial tombs inside of there if they'd let me. As opposed to that, if I had my choice between the burial tombs and the pyramids, I'm gonna want to look at the pyramids. Okay, I want to look at those. I don't want to look at the bones. That's just my preference. But here's some catacombs right here. So I know you all would like to just look at the whatever too. They embody a dark but nevertheless unique part of human history. Okay, see, they admit it. It's dark and nevertheless unique. Well, I'm glad they told me, because you all, let's just face it. When I hear the word catacombs, I really don't know what all it means. I really don't. And I'm going to learn something new. I'm going to get educated by looking at this. I am. Because this is a subject I don't even look at. I don't even want to look at this architecture, but it's here. It's a dark and unique part of human nature, or human history, excuse me. You all, we got this going. I have not been on my social media. I have so many messages that I don't get to, and don't take it personal. Do not take it personal. So catacombs embody a dark but nonetheless unique part of human history. Every year, millions of people travel overseas to visit systems of underground tombs where countless bodies are preserved. Well, I didn't know they were preserved. Although a chilling experience, it also allows visitors to recognize historic burial practices. Okay, well, that's fine. So, each catacomb tells its own story and reflects a precise element of world history. Y'all, this is world history. We're reading about world history. And it says, though, it's up to you to decide if you're brave enough to visit. And if you are among the courageous, then you may enjoy this list of some of the world's creepiest catacombs. I think I got this. I think I can look at it, you all. I think we can look at it. I think we can. Number 10, St. Paul's Catacombs, Rabat. Rabat? Well, look, I got to shrink this down just a tad bit, you all. I want to make this whole picture fit in here. So this is St. Paul's Catacombs, Rabat. Regina, honey, can you get it over there? I can get it over there, you all. I really can. If I quit messing with my screen, I can get it. So let's read about that. It says, nestled under the Roman city of Rabat in Malta, the catacombs reflect distinctive features of the town's history and ancient Greek city of Melite. I didn't know there was an ancient Greek city of Melite. That's okay. It makes this cringe-worthy catacomb interesting, and the burial site shows early Christian, Jewish, and pagan graves with no apparent division, but side by side. I don't even see the graves. Do you see the graves, you all? I don't see the graves, but I guess that's all right. Yes, you all, share this, you all. We got to look at this. They host over, let's look at this. They host over 30 underground tombs, which are 20 are open to the public, and its inner walls reveal multiple painted illustrations and written messages. I'd like to know. I would like to know what those written messages say. See, that would be great. That'd be great. Let us know what the written messages are on the 10 that are not open to the public. So they said 30 underground tombs. Okay, 30 underground tombs. So 10 are not open to the public. Okay, so let's look at the next one. The Capella dos Ossos. So this is that right there. And I would not want to been the person that they hired to do this. I would not. Because I don't think I would find enjoyment in it. I really don't think I would. But this is Capella dos Ossos, the Chapel of Bones, and for good reason, located in the city of Évora in Portugal. It's considered one of the best city monuments. The underground chapel owes its name to its walls, which are fully covered in human remains. The artifact-filled space was built during the 16th century by a Catholic priest whose aim was to push visitors to reflect on life's transience, whatever that word means. It's not too big of a word, but where'd they get those bones? Okay. Who gave them those bones? Let's look at this, you all. Another creepy facet of this lengthy burial site involves several hanging skeletons which may be spotted during a visit. And additionally, get this, y'all, let's look at this. Scriptures can be found across the walls, including a poem which reflects the concept of human existence. How could there be a poem on the wall about the human existence? Well, I wonder what type of poetry that would be. I love poetry. I love writing poetry, but I'm not one for dark poetry that reflects on the concept of human existence in this very place right here. A poem that reflects on the concept of human existence. Somewhere in that place, you all. I hope this is all right. I really do. So let's look at this. So we have Skull Chapel. And you see we have a depiction of Christ on the cross in the center with all these bones. Yeah. So let's see. Skull Chapel is a 1776 built monument in the Polish town of Kadowa. The chilling catacomb is riddled with skulls on its walls, the floors, the ceilings, the foundations, and moreover, the burial site hosts the graves of countless individuals who perished during a set of wars, including the 30 Years' War and the Silesian Wars. Furthermore, some of these remains belong to victims of cholera, syphilis, plague, and simple starvation. I just want to say, looking at that stuff, it kind of leaves my spirit a tad bit unsettled within my chest. It does. Yeah. Well, I'm just going over this. So they say that that grave site came to fruition after a grave digger, J. Langer and J. Schmidt, an officer of the church, were inspired by the Capuchin cemetery during a visit to Rome to make matters creepier. The very skulls of those who helped build the catacomb are in there too. So the people who helped build the catacomb, their skulls are on the wall, on the floor, on the ceiling. You all, now this may not be for you. This video may not be for you, but this is a part of history. And okay, that's all I gotta say. Okay, let's look at this. Now we're going to go to the Paris Catacombs, right here. Look at that. It looked like a. You really got to ask yourself, really, who did they give them the bones? And let me tell you something. If they died of various diseases, wouldn't that disease still be, yeah? So the Paris Catacombs, undoubtedly the most famous catacombs there are. This gravesite expands under the City of Lights. I didn't know there was a City of Lights. The underground ossuaries, which date back to the 1770s, were created in an effort to reduce the overwhelming number of above-ground cemeteries. It holds more than 6 million people inside. More than 6 million people. Who had to divide? Some people had to separate the skulls from all the other bones. I don't think just one person did it. I really don't. I just can't believe this, but I'm learning something. This is educational, whether you like it or not. It is considered education. And it says, prior to becoming the popular tourist attraction it is today, the site was used to host parties and concerts. Oh my gosh, in private events. Oh my gosh, you all, would you go to a party there and concert and private events? I need to literally, I got to hold my space within. I can't believe what I just read. Oh my gosh. The Paris Catacombs were subject to several rumors throughout the years, including endless ghost stories tied to its name. Of course, there would be ghost stories of spirits that were left behind in this catacomb. I guess their spirits are like stuck there, and they don't know how to cross over. Now, I'm just looking at it from that point of view. Of course, there's going to be loaded with ghosts, and rightly so. The Paris Catacombs were subject to several rumors. Okay, I read that. Accordingly, the tunnel network is large. Oh my gosh, it's so large, complex, and easy to get lost in. The rumors of trapped souls are still crying out for help and are probably inspired by real events. You all, now that's not funny. It's not funny. It really isn't, you all. Let me put this to me. Y'all, I gotta go get something. I gotta go get a candle and light because I need a candle. I need to light this candle. I need to light this candle, you all. I don't want my energy drained. And that's just for me. I can look at the flame. I can look at the flame of the candle. Okay, I can look at the candle's flame, and it can, yeah, it can. You all, let's look at this. So the next one is Odessa, the Odessa Catacombs. Okay, let me say something about Odessa. I've done a lot. I used to do a lot of live webcams about the plasma at Odessa. Odessa, they had some wonderful portals. Well, I shouldn't say wonderful, but if you look at it from an artistic and documenting point of view, they had wonderful plasma portals that literally opened up. They were the white ones, the white, solid white portals. And I documented that a lot. Guess what happened? They took that webcam down because of the attention that was drawn to the Odessa, that particular Odessa Catacombs. Okay, it's true. I'm telling you the truth. So they are a true labyrinth. Well, I know what that is. It's like a big old maze, you all. It is. Labyrinth located on the outskirts of Ukraine. The underground network encompasses basements, drainage tunnels, natural caves, storm drains, and more. Furthermore, it is one of the largest urban labyrinths in the world. Oh, wow, in the world. Its complexity, much like its dark, tiny spaces, is what makes these catacombs extremely sinister. Well, I think that they just told you about these catacombs. They're very sinister. And it's the world's largest. The world's largest. See, well, let's say that there were other things inside of there, probably, that had writing and stuff and maybe bones and stuff in it, and they don't show that part. But you know, there's something about that whole entire area, geopolitically, and I'm sure the ley lines and stuff have something to do with it, because it's non-stop. It's non-stop, you all. Yeah. Let me see. An Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah. I hope we're all, y'all, please, hello. Please, keep your comments toned down. Okay, you got to keep it toned down. Because we're looking at this, and you don't want to get something triggered. You really don't. We want to try to stay connected. So we're just reading this. So yeah, please tone it down. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Oh, now listen. Moreover, now we're still talking about this Odessa Catacombs, which had wonderful plasma. It really did. Excellent plasma. Reports of individuals walking into the catacombs and getting lost are very common. The poor people eventually die of hunger or dehydration and such, much like the Parisian catacombs. This underground site is also the focus of many ghost stories. Of course it is. You're trapped underground. You're trapped underground and you can't get out. You're lost underground. That would be horrific. Do they have video games? Now, they might have video games of people going in mazes, and then you have these people who go hunting them in the mazes in the video games. I'm sure they do. They're bound to. Yes, you are. So look at this. The Zanabjo Nojmo Catacombs. That's a I don't know how to pronounce that. The Nojo. That looks pretty. That I like that. I like that. That's one of the best ones yet, you all. That's one of the best architectures I've seen yet. It really is. It is. Buried beneath the historic homes of Nojmo. You all, look at me. I am so sorry, you all. I have not pushed that button to push that back to that screen, but I'm getting ready to do it so you all can see it. I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to do it for you. Oh my gosh, you all. I don't mean to do that. I really don't. Oh my gosh, you all. That's like, oh, Gina, come on. The Nojmo Catacombs, right there. And that's why I said it's one of the best architectures I saw yet on this list of catacombs. I love it. Yes, I love it. Buried beneath the historic homes of Nojmo in the Czech Republic. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. These catacombs were built by townsfolk for defensive purposes. I think that's wonderful to build that for defensive purposes. I really do. I really do. That's nice of them in Czechoslovakia. The underground system dates back to the 14th century and notably expanded in the 15th century. Its elaborate labyrinth setup was orchestrated by the city's inhabitants to protect them from invaders, and moreover, the subterranean caverns consisted of an intricate development in which cellars were connected to the house chimneys. So they had to live underground, you all. You have to ask yourself, really, back in those times, what drove the people to underground? What was going on that was absolutely so horrible in the first place, back in where all these tunnels are located? How horrific it might have been for those people to feel they were driven underground. Kind of reminds me of like the was it the Mayans or the Incas who the ant people came and took them to save them, the ant people. You know, I heard there was a race of ant beings. So when I hear this biblical scripture, go to the ant, you sluggard, and consider her ways and be wise. You know, what if they was talking about the ant people on that particular verse? You know, go to the ant, you sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. And then you got the ant people. But yeah, something drove them underground. And okay, so there were also traps in case invaders found a way in. The citizens of Zonamadro could hide in the caverns during invasions. Oh, wow. You all, could you imagine having to live in a time like that? Could you imagine? I really can't. Look at this. Oh, no, I'm sorry, you all. This is not the Palermo Capuchin Catacombs. Well, this looks like a museum. It looks like a museum to me. It really does. A dark museum with people preserved in their clothes. Yeah. So that is, without a doubt, one of the most macabre tourist attractions there is. The burial site is nestled under the southern Italian city of Palermo in Sicily. It is a historical wonder riddled with well-preserved artifacts, which includes the dead bodies. Why you gotta have something like that, you all? I think I'm learning more than I want to know, okay? I don't want to be so desensitized in life like this. I don't. I want to tell you all, if you did not know, growing up, I lived a very, very sheltered life, extremely sheltered. Even during my whole entire married life, I lived a very sheltered life until I had to go out and I got a job, and then the real world hit me, boom, right there in the face. I had to wake up to reality really, really fast. I really did. I lived a very sheltered life. So it's really hard for me to even look at this. right here. The Catacombs of Capuchins are without a doubt one of the most, I already read that, in Sicily. Okay, the ghoulish site was once owned by monks. The monks who came up with the idea of mummifying practice. And such, the numerous bodies are preserved to perfection to this day. Although only the wealthy could afford this costly practice at that time. Some of the bodies found herein are embalmed, while others are hung from the walls in the standing position. To add to the catacombs' uniqueness, the bodies frequently undergo costume changes as well. You know, when I see this kind of stuff, like something like this, it reminds me of those movies, you know, where they take their, when they go in and they invade and they put the people on the stakes to warn others who want to come and try to take over you. Well, we're talking about there's some kind of a barbaric history, a dark history, and they said it was a dark history, so that's what they said. That's exactly what they said. So look at this. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at the green on that, you all. Isn't that pretty? And make sure we're over there. That's a nice change. Isn't that a nice change? The Petrovaradin Catacombs. That's really pretty. I love the green hues to it with the little brown and stuff, you all. Now, I can look at that and I can appreciate the colors in that, especially since we've looked at all those other pictures. This looks a lot better, you all. A whole lot better. Yes, we are. A whole lot better. Yes, we are, you all. What's going on? Yes, we got this. So look, the underground catacombs sit beneath the fortress. Oh, it's a fortress of Petrovaradin, located in Novi Sad. Oh, the second largest city in Serbia. Oh, isn't that nice? The dark and silent halls of the buried monument are not for the faint of heart. However, the buried network of tunnels is believed to host a series of uncovered treasures for those who dare search for them. That's wonderful. A lizard's eye? I think I'd have to shrink it down really low if I could see a lizard eye. So this is pretty. They got treasures, a treasure trove, you all. A guided tour is strongly recommended, and the labyrinthine tunnels are filled with history and chilling legends, with a guide, which a guide will be able to elaborate on for you. So that's nice, you all. That is nice. How many they have? They had 10 catacombs that they put on their thing for us to look at, you all. Whether you want to look at it or not, this is like a dark history. It's okay. It's all right, you all. Just don't look at it again after this, you all. So was that number 3? That was number 3. Look at see at this. Oh, what's this? St. Stephen's Catacombs. Well, that looked like a little prison door right there. It does. It really does. St. Stephen's Catacombs. Looks kind of dark and dreary and damp and cold and scary. How about that? Yeah, Ken moats. I guess it would last a long time. Well, now, people can make, and they have made, tools out of bones. They have, like the cave people and like Native Americans and stuff. You can make things out of bones, I guess, to survive and stuff. Yeah. So this is St. Stephen's Catacombs. These lengthy, dark, and cryptic catacombs can only be visited with a knowledgeable guide. The underground burial site resides directly below the St. Stephen's Cathedral in Vienna. Much like the other creepy catacombs in this list, bones line the walls and are stacked within these buried caverns. Well, why didn't you show the bones that line the wall? Oh, wow, you all. So this is directly beneath the St. Stephen's Cathedral in Vienna. The Saint, you all, let me do this. I want to pull up this right here, you all. I want to see what the St. Stephen's Cathedral looks like, because there's something, the catacombs are right beneath it. Right beneath it. Would you look at that, you all? Right underneath the city, right there. St. Stephen's, whatever it was, I already forgot it. Underneath that right there is this, where the bones line the walls and are stacked high within the buried caverns. Right there, the bones line the halls beneath it. Directly, look, they said this right here. Directly below the cathedral in Vienna. Look at that. In Vienna. Halls full of bones. All in the caverns right in front of that. Something looked like an altar. Did this take you all to the screen? Oh, wow. Emoji King. Yeah. Oh, Hellfire Caves below church. Wow, you all see now, this is very pretty architecture right here. It is on the outside. It looks all beautiful and fancy, and underneath, this is all bright and beautiful on the surface. Okay, it is all of that. But underneath it, this is what they said's underneath it. So that's not very nice, but at least we're learning about it, you all. The catacombs served as the gravesite of Austrian rulers, members of the clergy, and high-ranking nobility. The remains of 11,000 people are found in an old crypt, which dates back to the 1700s. And in addition, only a few lights have been installed underground. That is why a guide is, there's no way. You're not going to get me to walk in that. I don't want to even go into that catacomb. You don't got no light. If I can't wear a headlamp in there, and I wouldn't, listen, my spirit and a lot of other spirits would have no desire whatsoever to go down in there. None whatsoever, you all. There's no telling what's down there. And, I would not want to get attacked in the spiritual realm by an army of whatever's down there. And there's, I'm sure, a lot of innocent souls. They're trapped down there too, you all. It's fine. It's fine. That's what they did. There's nothing we can do about it. So that was thanks. Now I know what what's the name of it? St. Stephen's Cathedral in Venice? Is that what it was called? Yeah, St. Stephen's Cathedral in Vienna. Oh, okay, look at that. They talk about the exterior and the towers. All of it. They got a cathedral roof. Look like it's all a mosaic. Oh, wow, you all. That's pretty neat. It is kind of neat. That's an old picture. Just think, and the people probably didn't have a clue what was underneath there. They probably didn't even have a clue what was underneath that cathedral. I wouldn't even be thinking that, you all. I would never think that, and I have never thought, oh, I wonder if they got burial bones underneath their cathedral. Okay, but that's okay. Now let's look at this. The number 1 Fliny catacomb. That's pretty. They took a long time to chisel that out, you all. It really did. It's like when people get buried above ground. You got a tomb above ground in graveyards. Some people don't want to be buried in the dirt. Well, now you get to be buried up here above ground. The House of Fliny Catacombs. It's a 3-story underground complex which dates back 4,000 BCE. The Fliny Catacombs are found beneath the city of Paola in Malta and were discovered accidentally. Oh, somebody accidentally discovered it. Stonesman in 1902. The crypts are believed to have been a place of sanctuary, which was then converted into housing for the dead. 3 stories high. Could you imagine? 3 stories high. The underground networks are divided into chambers with names like Snake Pit, Holy of Holies, and moreover, the population of dead bodies is currently set at 7,000 Maltese people, all of whom passed during the prehistoric era. Oh my, the people were around during the prehistoric era. All of that just now gave me a hot flash. It gave me a hot flash, you all, watching all of that bones and stuff. And don't expect me to do videos like this very often at all. Okay, I was led to do this. I didn't like to, but I did. It's all around the world. It's all around the world. How long have we been on here, you all? We've been on here for 41 minutes. 41 minutes. Oh my goodness. No, and I don't like scary. I don't like whatever they are, scary places that people go. You know what I was doing at first. Let me see if I can get over here. You know what I was really doing at first was I was looking. This is how I got over there. I was just really looking at the caves, and then look, Catacombs of the World. See, this is a DuckDuckGo search. Look at that. You seeing all that, you all? Of the world. The dark underworld. Ancient origins. Ancient origins. 7 of the world's most fascinating and beautiful catacombs. Can y'all read that? What that says? I don't know what that says. Can you read that? Somebody, what's that say? Because I don't know what it says. Who's on it? I'm sure we got somebody that can speak that language right there. Can you all speak it? Yeah. You all, I'm going to leave this on here because I want somebody to decipher that. It looks like it's in French, maybe. Yeah, Cleveland and Dasaris. Let's tone it down, honey. Yeah. Yeah, tone that down. Cities of Cain. That's not what this says, does it? Yeah. Oh, his time. Oh, you all, I was waiting for somebody to read that. So now I'm going to have to click out of it. We may not have nobody that can read that language, you all, but if you do, that would be great. Yeah, so I know that this is I don't understand it. I really don't. Yeah. Yeah. So you can do a search on this. You really can. What are you doing? He is celebrating Mass. The Pope has to go down into the catacombs to recall all the persecuted. Yes, they were persecuted. Absolutely. He went to the catacombs to recall all the persecuted. Absolutely. There's so many people been persecuted throughout the centuries, decades, centuries, thousands and thousands of years. They've been persecuted. So he had to go visit them. Yeah. So you all, So this is oh, does that look neat? I don't know where Domitilla is at. I really don't. Domitilla. I did not know that there was, I really didn't know there was catacombs. I thought catacombs were just caves, you all, just caves. Yeah. You need to go to sleep, Cindy Winier. Good night. Yeah, I hope you have a good night, and go watch a star video. You can watch a star video. A beautiful star, celestial being in the sky, would be a great thing to watch. It really would be. So mass Christian martyrs uncovered in the catacombs. Well, hidden and little known places. What's that? Well, if I click on it, let me put this to me. Oh no, look, it's the Ukraine again. One of the largest systems of catacombs in the world, Odessa, Ukraine. Look, it's got like mud floor, like a mud floor right there beneath the city, the network, largely scattered, huge maze. That looks really, really old, you all, in Odessa. 5 times larger than the ones in Paris. Wow. So Paris has the second largest catacombs in the world, but Odessa is 5 times larger than Paris. Odessa. It's difficult to know the date on which the first catacomb in Odessa was excavated, you all. Odessa. That's really interesting. I never knew this about this. But what is known is that greatly expanded from the late 18th century when Catherine the Great ordered the construction of a new port city together, and an incredible amount of mining activity was carried out to extract limestone needed for construction. How they do all that, you all? They carried limestone for the city, and tunnels were dug more than 30 meters deep. How did they have the technology back then? You got to ask yourself, how did you have the technology, the machinery, the manpower to dig more than 30 meters deep back then? It took forever. They ran out of limestone. They were dug new. An intricate work of tunnels began to take shape. Well, I would have never, ever, ever knew that. You all, look at all of that about Odessa. Limestone holds energy? Wow. I didn't know that. I really didn't. Mining continued throughout the 19th and 20th century until the outbreak of the Russian Revolution, and the mines fell in the hands of criminals and vagrants, using the tunnels to smuggle goods, you all. Well, when the Nazis came to Odessa and began to massacre the population, the catacombs served as a hideout for Soviet partisans. Hideouts were converted into comfortable spaces by guerrillas later, and they were recreation rooms where the men played checkers, chess, dominoes, and guest rooms were divided by shelves, sleeping on one side, the men and women on the other. Wow, I didn't know that. I did not know that. There was even a hospital and an operating room. This is under Odessa, you all. Odessa has a lot of history associated with it. I never knew. I never knew it. Some of the tunnels have been rebuilt today. Did you all know that about Odessa? I never knew it. Never knew it at all. I'm learning something new. This is educational here. And I can handle this type of education right here, this type of information. I can handle it right there. Yeah. In this mysterious maze, there are more than 1,000 known entrances. Wow, more than 1,000 known entrances leading to hidden caves where modern explorers routinely uncover ancient artifacts as coins, tools, clothes, kitchen utensils, and rifles. Wow, look at that, you all. Without a guide is extremely dangerous, and it's easy to enter the dark and never return. Wow, that is an operating room in Odessa. You all, I would have never imagined. Wow. Oh, wow, that is really interesting. Odessa. That is so interesting. I think Odessa is more important than some realize. I never knew the history associated with it. Somebody had to build those walls. You know, it took a long time to build them. What is she doing? Is she just posing? Candle. Wow, you all, look at that. Is that not neat? You all, what's that mean? Well, it's just probably just a clock. They probably wanted some reminder of the surface. That's probably what they wanted. Could you imagine how long it took? It took so long to build that, you all. I hope I'm not going too fast. I've never been to Odessa before. This is a virtual tour of their catacombs. Wow. Look how big those stone blocks are. And look how did they do that on the ceiling? You all, don't that make you think, who helped build that? Because it's massive. It's absolutely massive. Cities 10 miles deep under the earth. Well, that would explain a lot. And I think there probably has always been cities under there if you think of the hollow earth theory. Wow. Chairs and tables. Limestone. You all, they got a lot of pictures on here. That looks like they had a cave in. You know that's probably been around even longer than that. These might have been around longer than that, you all, in Odessa. Oh, that's just ripples on the water cave floor. Wow. That is so interesting, you all. It really is. This is a good way to end those bones while you build with those bones. This is a lot more pleasant, Odessa. Well, they have water, naturally running water under there too. Yeah. They got a car. They can park a car in there. That looks kind of modern right there, quite modern. That is, you all, I would not want to have to resort to going underground. I wouldn't. But you know, I had a dream about that before. I've had 2 dreams before where something happened in the world, you all. Something happened in the world. And the people had to go underground. And this one dream, the people were driven underground down, like they went down these big steps, and there was a water fountain. There was no water in it. It was a massive water fountain, like an underground like mall or something. The water fountain, there was no water in it. And the ground above was just plain old dirt. And I remember going down into it. I couldn't see the people at first, and I had to climb up the stairs. I walked up through this flight of stairs. They stretched all the way across the opening to this underground area where the people were gathered. And the people had a place where, you know, you could get some shoes, you can get some clothes to wear, and they were all used clothes. And of course I thought, you know, I don't really have any good clothes that I can put on because I had whatever I had, but I needed clothes. It was like they were driven underground. And they were trying to sustain themselves. And I got me some clothes, and then I went back up. They were waiting for me to get there. The people were. They were very happy to see me. And then I went back up to the stairs, past the water fountain, and then the water was flowing out of the water fountain. And I went up to where the ground was, the surface, and I said, can we dig now? Can we start planting things now? And it started getting green. The grass started growing, you all. And then this other dream I had that I was driven underground, and the extraterrestrials were there. The beings were there. The people were lined up in line. They had to go down into these tunnels underground, and there's this tall extraterrestrial being, a human-like being, and she goes, "This is perfect. We have someone that will teach the people our language. You will teach the people." That's what she told me. You will teach the people. And I went underground, and then I thought, I'm not staying under here. I made my way up to the surface again. But I thought I didn't want to go underground, but that's what she told me. You will teach the people. But it was a dark dream, you all, but not as dark as this right here. It isn't. And you know what I'm going to do with that right there? I'm getting that out of the way. I don't want to look at that anymore. I don't. I just put myself right here. Yeah, we don't need to look at those bones anymore. Okay, we don't need to look at the bones. You're not going to look at the bones, you all. Yes. Has the moderators been busy on here tonight? I'm sure you have. I'm sure you all been really busy on here. Oh, my nose is trying to itch. Ellen, you're welcome. It's not something that you will find me doing. Okay, it's not, because I'm not really drawn to things like that. I'd much rather be drawn to other things. Yeah. Oh, Ryder, honey, thank you so much. Is Bang Bang, thank you, Bang Bang. And Mystic Rose, if I think I saw you on here, thank you. Yeah, and if there's any other moderator that was on here, thank you. I know you was a little bit busy. It's okay. It really is, you all. So please give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't hit it. And thank you for coming on here tonight. Yes, you all. Yes, all Ryder, honey, it is a little creepy, like you said. But I learned something. I actually learned something. And I think that plasma that was very active in Odessa that I like to document, there was a reason that had all that energy there, because they got a lot of history, a whole lot of history. You're so very welcome. Yeah. With the King of Hucamendo, did he ever come in? If not, that's okay. Yeah, so you all, thank you so much for watching this, and thank you for taking time out of your day to spend time here, even though it's not that pleasant, but it was educational. It was very eye-opening to me. I learned something that maybe I would have never even wanted to learn, but I'd learned it. I know about it now. So with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours, love. You have a wonderful evening, and thank you all once again, moderators, for everything you do. I try not to look at the comments. I didn't want to look at them, you all, because it would be distracting for me. Yeah, so thank you all so much, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Love you.